Coaches Corner, we're happy to have you here. We've got a great crowd here tonight. All ready to talk a bit more football with Orange Beach head football coach Wayne Walter and athletic director Steve Alexander. My name is Tracy Williams. Glad to have you along. If you're out and about, come on by. We're inside tonight due to the weather conditions. So come in and say hi, get some tacos, and talk about football. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Coach Shane.
Thank you, Tracy, and once again, thank you to 105.7, the Voice of Paradise, for having us. This is like you said earlier, our second episode, so we're excited about it. It's my favorite time of the year. You have Football Friday, college football's kicked off, NFL, so yeah, I'm excited, and of course, to have my good friend Wade Waldrop here with us. Coach, what do you think? You glad to be here? I know you just got done eating some good-looking food over there. How was it?
Absolutely, it was really good. Super grateful for these guys to host us, and just looking forward to doing it again tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and of course, YoHo Rum and Tacos, they're also our tailgate sponsor this Friday night, so we're glad appreciate their support and all they do for Mako Athletics, and yeah, we're excited. We're going to talk a little football tonight. We're going to go back a couple weeks to, talk about the Alberta game and weeks 2 and 3, and then the plan is to talk about, we're getting into region play, an exciting time of the year. This is where it counts. So we'll talk some region action, and then we'll talk about our young Makos. I've heard there are some really good things about our young Makos, but yeah, we're indoors again because of the weather. I was a little worried when I got here, but so far no rain since we've gotten here, but I know it's coming.
Same location, different backdrop. That backdrop the last time was a little different.
I can see the boats this time. I couldn't see them last week. But yeah, we're excited once again to be here.
Coach, how was practice with weather like this? How do you guys practice?
Well, look, we've been fortunate. Yesterday and today we were able to get our work in before the rain came. We did have to bang middle school practice this afternoon, but hoping we'll have a window in the morning to be able to get some work done. If not, we'll go over to the baseball, softball indoor and get some work in on Wednesday morning and get ready to go for Friday.
All right. We're going to take a quick break and come back with our next segment. So you're listening to the Coaches Corner Show on Sunny 105.7 FM. All right, we're back here at YoHo Rum and Taco at the Wharf. Glad to have you along for Coach's Corner with Mako Football. Coach?
All right, thank you. So, Coach, what I'd like to do is, I think the last episode we had, we kind of went through the depth chart talking personnel more, and we didn't get really a chance to talk week 1 a little bit. So, if you don't mind in this segment, if you can remember that far back, let's talk a little week 1 with Alberta and then go to week 2 and week 3. But we started off the season with a big win in overtime and in a really good environment at Alberta. It was a great crowd. So, let's talk a little bit about our Makos in that Alberta game.
Yeah, I think you touched on it. It was a really great atmosphere up at their place, a good crowd. Our fans showed up and showed out, our student section, our band, cheerleaders, our fans, they did a great job. It was an overtime game, and, we turned the football over a few times. I know, like every coach that, and every team, they're probably looking back and thinking they missed a few opportunities. I know we left our share of opportunities out there in that game, and we're very fortunate to win. Super proud of our effort and how hard we fought, and we made the key critical plays that we needed to make to win the game. But I don't think it was our best effort by any stretch of the imagination, and I think we can get better even from that week. Right. Now I'll tell you, I thought our energy level and our excitement level to be playing that week, was the best I've seen it in the last 3 weeks, and we've got to get back to that, this week when we, host this next game.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier. I think our student section has been phenomenal.
Amazing.
These past 3 weeks.
Was not expecting that.
Yeah, week 1 they showed up, and then Citronelle game 2 they had it packed, and then even week 3 at Bayside in the rain. Yeah. They showed up, and really impressive with our student section.
I can tell you, moving in and coming from the outside, you're not sure what to expect. on a game night, what the atmosphere looks like. Those aren't things you get to look at in a job interview. You don't realize till you get there. But last Friday night at home at Centradale, looking back in the third quarter, that game is kind of close. We're back and forth. We're getting back in the game, and to hear the students, a big group yelling and cheering. I just hope our players can understand that they've got people pulling for them and supporting them, and I hope that gives them a little more to play hard, play with that grit, that toughness that it takes to win.
Absolutely, and even that Citronelle game, I've been here since day one. That was the biggest crowd week 2 that I've seen since I've been here.
Yeah, it was a great night.
We had cars parked down, William Silver's all the way to Canal. So, tremendous crowd, tremendous student section. And let's talk about that Citronelle game.
Yeah.
For 3 quarters, we battled.
We did. And, our first 2 games, we went out of class and played up in Class 5A, and I think we had mentioned that before. So, just from a number standpoint, we're a little bit of a disadvantage, but, that team was physically gifted, and you can see that in the difference in the 2 teams. I think they dressed 100 kids and had some physically gifted young men out there. Really proud, of how our kids responded at halftime. I thought the first half we were very discombobulated in some areas, but I thought we came together, as a unit, as a group at halftime, and kind of righted the ship. And in the third quarter, I thought we were, had some really good momentum, and then had a serious injury to one of their players.
Yeah.
The flow of the game changed, and hats off to them. I thought, coming out of that break, that 35-minute break or so, they gained some composure and just kind of went back to work. And, we had a critical holding call that took a touchdown off the board to make it 21-21. Right. And from that point on, it's kind of like they made every play that needed to be made to win the game. So, they did a really good job. Again, talent-wise, I don't know if we'll see another team.
Yeah,
maybe
speed.
Robertsdale, maybe Jackson for sure when we get down the road, but there's not very many more that look like that on our schedule.
Yeah, the speed was definitely, you could tell the difference.
Yeah, they did.
And that's but for 3 quarters, like I said, that our kids battled. Then week 3 we go to Bayside in the rain. Tough defensive battle.
Yeah. That's a game I think when the thing's said and done this year, we're going to look back at. I know from a coaching staff standpoint, we're already kind of kicking ourselves and looking at it. I think even from a player standpoint, we're going to look back and go, gosh, if we just do a few things better along the way, we win that game. And I thought our defense played admirable. The score indicates they gave up 7 points. I think they could have played a lot better than what they did, believe it or not. And we've had a couple of guys this week have responded and had their best weeks of practice from that. So there's been some good things, but offensively we just never could get going. And on every possession we had something on every possession, whether a penalty or a negative play that just put us behind the sticks. And we're definitely not good enough right now to work from behind the chains.
Yeah, I felt like we were sitting on the sidelines. I just knew we were going to win that game 8-7. Sanders kicking a field goal to win it. But we just like you said, we just couldn't get that break. Offensively, but
and it started on the opening drive. We had a missed down interpretation on the opening drive, and we had a really good drive going. And as a coaching staff, we were under the impression that it was second down, and we threw a ball, and it was actually third down, and it put us behind schedule. And, it was a rough night, and between the penalties and the pre-snap things, it's just things you got to get better at. You definitely can't play that way on the road now. I was pleased with our toughness. I thought the officials did a great job, and we didn't turn the football over until the very last possession of the game.
Yeah.
And I thought we controlled the kicking game in that game as well. So if we can just get all 3 phases playing together, I think we'll have a good opportunity this week to get better and get in the win column.
Right, and I noticed at Bayside, and there's no excuse. I mean, the next man up, but we had a few guys that didn't play.
We were.
Cooper Sanders, he was out. Damian, and so how are they? Are they ready for this week?
They are. Cooper came back today and had a good practice, and definitely helps us when he's out there on the field. Damian's still working through. He's practicing. We'll see where he gets, where he's back in Friday night or not. we've just got to, from our end, we've got to play a complete football game and take care of the football and just be more consistent at what we're doing. And right now, you can see as a coaching staff, we can kind of see where each kid is, and it just seems like every day we're getting one or two more to kind of buy into what we're expecting with regards to practice. And that's been the biggest message is, you show up on Friday night to play, and that's where the win or loss is counted in the score, in the book. But you win the game Monday through Thursday.
Absolutely.
Getting our kids to understand what it takes to win Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, mentally and physically. That's still a hurdle right now, and just trying to get our kids to buy into that process.
Good evening. We're back live at Coach's Corner at YoHo Rum and Tacos. My name is Tracy Williams, and we're getting ready to jump back into Mako football. Just a reminder, Coach's Corner brought to you by Alabama Credit Union, Greg Roberts School of Dental Admission, Brian Banks, Wildcat Construction, Meat Mart, and Orange Beach. Shane Alexander and Coach Wade Waldrop on hand here tonight.
All right, Coach. The dreaded homecoming week. Even with my time at Hartselle, that was always the challenge. All the distractions, and you throw in this week, potential tropical storm coming in. Maybe. How are you guys dealing with the distractions that come with homecoming week?
Yeah, we addressed it with our guys last Friday night, before the game was ever over, that for our team, this is a playoff week.
We're still here.
Did I do that?
No, it's all good.
Good deal.
I think it was Matt Fettner. Doing something to the speaker.
Had to have been. No, we did address it with our players earlier this week, and just made it very clear to them that this is a playoff week for us. Region play starting, and the importance of how we prepare and the things that we're focused on. Need to be about the game and not about the activities necessarily outside of the game. Good thing our homecoming dance is complete. I think we did that Saturday night successfully, and so now outside of pictures and all the different events that go on, and the crowning of the king and the queen, not very many distractions left. But so far we've had a good week. Just hope our kids can understand that it's all about the game. The most important thing going on this week is the game, and our attention to that and our focus to that is what's most important.
Yeah, the tropical storm coming in and all the rain we're getting. It's good that we have that turf field.
Oh, it's been great. Yeah.
Some people I've heard, it's a struggle right now, but luckily, we've got that turf and we can get those practices in. But you talked about region play. This is where it counts.
Yes.
I mean, we're a 7-team region, whereas a lot of people have an 8-team region. But these next 7 weeks, it's crucial.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that region. I mean, you've got your Jacksons, your Mobile Christians, your St. Michael's, who are very competitive. But these next 3 for us, they could get us in there.
It's a 3-game race. You got to win 3 games, and for our seniors, I think it's important that they understand that that these 3 games are going to determine if they get extra weeks, if they get to play in November. And since we've been here, that's what we've been talking about. You're working your body, you're preparing to play in November, to be playing your best football. But this is the first one. We are in a 7-team region, so you don't get as many opportunities. But this one's very, very, very big. I think we've got some advantages in this game, but I think they've got 3 or 4 very dynamic players that can change the game. You can do everything right offensively and defensively, kicking game wise, and they've got a couple of guys that can still get it done without the help of the other 10 guys. So that's scary as a head coach. But from a scheme standpoint, I like this matchup. I like what we're doing and how we're preparing. I think in the kicking game we can have an advantage, so we've got to make the most of it.
Yeah, and from all indications, looking at I think the weather's going to get out of here by Friday.
Yeah, it should be beautiful.
So there shouldn't be any field conditions, and you talk about these next 3 weeks. It could get us into the playoffs, and get us into November, and back in Hartselle, we used to talk about you wanted to be practicing when the grass was brown.
No doubt.
You know,
and that's it. You do. You want to be playing. You want to be playing at the end. That's when it counts. And truthfully, everything we do as coaches is to prepare for that. And you know, I'm not sure sometimes if our guys understand that this thing's a marathon, but this is a big leg of that marathon. We played these first 3 games, 4 count the jamboree, that are to prepare and show us where we're weak, so that we can be at our very best this Friday night.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're talking about the grass being brown. I don't know what we're going to tell them, down here with the turf. I mean, I don't know. But it doesn't get cold. The grass doesn't turn brown until January. So.
Yeah, maybe somebody will wear long sleeves to a game. We can change the motto.
Taco Tuesday, football talk. What else can you look forward to? And then belong for Coach's Corner tonight, live from YoHo Rum and Taco in the War, talking Mako's football. We're going to continue this next segment talking about a lot of good things. I'll turn it over now to your host, Shane Alexander.
Yeah, Coach. So this last segment, we're going to talk about these young Makos. We're hearing a lot of good things about our middle school program and how they're doing. I think you told me earlier they're 2-0, 3-0, but playing some really good football. So, in this last segment, let's talk about those little Makos this last segment.
Yeah, I tell you what, they've been a fun group to coach and be around. We've got they're 2-0. We've got 2 big games coming up next week at home, Monday night and Thursday night. We've got Central Baldwin at home at 5 o'clock, and then Perdido at 6 o'clock on Thursday night. And excited to play again. We've had a couple weeks off. We were supposed to play tonight. Right. That game got moved due to a schedule conflict with Central Baldwin, so we're just ready to play. But look, it's been a fun group. There's I think 43 of them, 7th and 8th graders, and it's one team. It's a combined team, and we're playing teams over on the Baldwin County side of the Bay. And we played our first game about 4 weeks ago, Bayside Academy in Jamboree, won 26-6, and then the next week went up to Bay Minette and played Bay Minette Middle, Baldwin County's feeder school, and won 26-0 and threw a shutout. And that team reminded me a lot of Citronelle. They were physically a little more gifted than us at every area on the field, and I thought our kids played really hard. Did a great job of taking care of the football, and I thought as the course of that game went on defensively, we got better and better as the night went on against a very athletic team. But myself, along with Coach McKellar and a number of our varsity coaches, we're putting in a lot of time with these guys. The 7th and 8th graders worked out with our varsity this summer, and while our varsity group would be lifting weights, our varsity coaches would be working on the field with our 7th and 8th graders, and then our varsity guys would come out to the field, and then those 7th and 8th graders would go work out with with the middle school coaches. But we've just tried to take a hands-on approach. We want those guys to know, we want their parents to know, and the younger kids in this community to know that they're going to get every bit of our attention. Right. As young athletes, and that truly, when you're building something, you've got to start at the foundation. And those 7th and 8th graders, those 9 and 10s who Coach Croker is coaching, or 9 through 12s, I'm sorry, who Coach Croker is coaching, that's the foundation of Orange Beach football. Right. And the sooner we can get our hands on them and them know who we are, know what we value, and understand what we're trying to ask them to do, the sooner we can take the strides and the steps we want to take as a program.
Yeah, and to me that is so impressive. Middle school, and I've coached at the middle school level for a while. Having varsity coaches down there at that level teaching those kids, it's going to pay dividends in the future.
There's no doubt.
I've seen it done, at my previous school at Hartselle, where the varsity coaches invested their time with those young ones, and it's just impressive to see. And I'll be honest, we take that same approach with softball. We do the same thing with our girls. The young girls, we have our varsity coaches, but when I go out there and watch practice and see those varsity coaches, to me that is very impressive, and I don't think not a lot of programs do that.
No, they don't, and it's a sacrifice, but myself, I was hired to coach football,
right.
And at this point of the game and at this point in time in this community, I feel like I'm the most qualified one to be providing instruction to all of our kids, and just really want them to understand what our culture is and what we're about, the things that we value, and getting to talk to those guys every day. See them in the lunchroom every day. See them working out every day, with our coaches in the weight room. I mean, that's building those bonds that are going to be very hard to break on those future Friday nights when they start playing on Friday night.
It's going to pay off. I know it is. And, I go by in the morning practices and I see you there bright and early. And then, when I'm leaving late at night, I can run by there and you're still there coaching. And to me, it's commendable. Because it's not that way everywhere. I promise you. We're still going.
I was just going to say, if people are listening tonight and they're in town, I think it's a fun group to watch. Got 2 good opportunities this week to come out and watch them play Monday night and Thursday night. Would love to have as many people we can get out there supporting them. Hope some of their students will be out there watching.
Absolutely. But the big one is this Friday night, 7 o'clock at the Mako Stadium. Homecoming. We've got WS Neal. We need everybody to come out and show their support.
Just one more quick question before you. What's your key to the game on Friday?
Look, right now for us, it is always going to be taking care of the football and tackling. I mean, those 2 things. And we did a better job of taking care of the football last Friday night. Did a better job of tackling. If we can just continue to improve, and then just find a way to stay ahead of the chains. Do not get behind the chains. I think we've got a really good plan. I think our kids understand what we're doing, and I think Friday night's a good opportunity to go get 1-0 in the region.